Hi, my name is Autry Pruitt, and I am the CEO of New Journey Pack, founded by James Golden. You better know him as Bo Snerdley from the Rush Limbaugh program. And with New Journey Pack, we also founded Maga.black. We've gotten tons of support from you conservatives, just tons of support from the community at large. And so James and I, at the last minute, at the behest of one of our close friends, decided to just throw this together as quick as possible from our home offices to let you know how things are going, what you can do to help, and just to give you a little bit of background, a little background information. James?
Well, first of all, thank you all. This has just been an amazing experience over the past day or two since word broke about what we're doing with New Journey and with Maga.black. Autry is our CEO. As he said, he's doing a tremendous job and has helped us really organize what we want to do short and long term. And so let me just say a few words about New Journey, and then we'll go to Maga.black and turn that back over to Autry. New Journey Pack. What we want to do is help Black conservatives all around the country get elected. That's number one. But we're not just limiting it to Black conservatives. We want to help conservatives get elected and fight back against the racial narratives that the left uses every election cycle. Most of the time, they go unchallenged, unchecked. We're going to be the pushback. Also, we want to talk to Black voters all around the country about issues that concern them, whether it's school choice, whether it's uh, the the justice system, whether it's relationships with policing in their neighborhoods, whether it's voting. We're going to be there to actually message with people in these communities in a way that, frankly, Republicans have not messaged directly to some of these voters before. And we're going to be using a lot of Black media to do it. And surprisingly enough, it'll be the first time that there will be this kind of messaging in media that reaches these kind of voters directly. So those are our short-term plans. The big one is to help our president get reelected. We have to make sure that 2020 is a victory year for President Trump and down ballot all the way through the state level. So we're going to be involved in this election as heavily as possible. Long term, what we want to do with New Journey is stay alive. We're not going to go dark when the election cycle is over. We are going to stay on message and stay messaging. But we are also going to go into communities where Republicans have not been for years. We want to be in every blue city in America, showing with our actions, not just words, with actions, who we are, what we're about. We don't hate. We're not this narrative that the Democrats have been saying we are for the past 50 years. We want every American to have access to the American dream. And that's what we're about. We love this country. We want to inspire others to love this country. This is the most amazing country on God's earth. And we want to make sure that it is here for our children. We want to grow up. We want our children to grow up in a world where they're not going to be called racist, bigot, or horrible names just because they happen to think different politically. So those are our short and long-term objectives. Autry, can you tell everybody what MAGA, this was your idea, and it's a great idea, what MAGA.black is about?
All right. So Mega.black is twofold, really. The first thing Mega.black is, and to coin or to borrow, I should say, from the left side of the aisle, is a safe space, a safe haven for conservatives or individuals who want to begin to look and explore the conservative tickets, the conservative ideas, and the conservative philosophy. That's what it's about. Because if you're Black in this country, or if you're white and you want to support Black conservatives, or if you're any race at all and you come out as a Republican or conservative, or even if you say you're thinking about meeting with a conservative. You come under fire attack from the left. And so Maga.black was created to, one, provide a safe haven for those who want to begin to think differently. And then two, we are the slugger with New Journey PAC. By that I mean Maga.black is designed to fight and aggressively push back against those who would call individuals racist, bigots, prejudiced, Uncle Tom, coons, or any other type of pejorative narrative. So once the left or one of these organizations decides to raise their ugly head and spew out hate and lies against an individual just because they happen to be minorities and support either the president or the Republican conservative agenda or both, we will be there to fight back, rapid response in real time, to make sure that our interests are defended. President Trump showed us how to win elections, how to fight back against the left. And it's not about giving up ground, it's about marching forward consistently. And that's what we intend to do with Maga.black. By the way, you should check out the hats. The hats are awesome. Solid jet black hats with an embroidered red Maga.black and then Trump 2020 on the back. We encourage you to go to the site Maga.black and get yourself a hat.
Now, Autry, before we sign out of here, I just want to give people an idea of who you are. They know, people kind of know who I am, those who have listened to the show over the years, but they may not know a lot about you. And so I'd like you to tell them briefly who you are, how you arrived at this point. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Autry Pruitt. My arrival to conservatism is a neat story. I'll save it for a different time. Actually, I talk about it, I believe, in one of the Maga.black videos, so you can go there to find out about it. But I was in real estate inside of New York City. Someone mentioned something to me about starting my own program, which I did in my living room. We grew from like 10 listeners, like a few friends, to over 1 million. It was a great experience. I ended up working with some different individuals, doing a new medium, not in online, non-traditional radio. I ended up losing most of my sponsors and most of the marketing team because of my Republican support. I came in contact with the Trump campaign through a variety of different people, and then through that mechanism, I got introduced also to James Golden, Bo Snerdley, who has been, for those of us who are younger and who happen to be African American, James represented always exactly what we felt African Americans were doing and doing right. He was there pushing conservative ideas, pushing conservative agenda, not seeking the limelight, but seeking the issues. And so he's always been, to us, sort of a beacon of what we should be achieving. And so I wrote a book called Plain Steak and Water, Defending Donald J. Trump. I went on 2016, not paid, by the way. I'm a whole dime. I went from city to city to city to city, place to place to place, all around the country, concentrating heavily in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Louisiana, Texas, and a few places in Florida too, to proselytize and talk about the message of the president, talk about Donald Trump, and talk about conservative values in general and how they align with the Republican Party. And it's not that we as African Americans would agree with 100% of everything that anybody conservative says. But I can tell you right now, if you poll African Americans, we agree with 75 to 80% of everything on the Republican conservative agenda, both in the House and the Senate, and even in the presidency. And we disagree with probably 90% of the Democrat agenda. And so when James and I met, we began talking. He told me about this idea he had for a PAC, and I had some writings I had not published and done, and we meshed his ideas and my writings together. It was just, it was an amazing explosion. And then what we realized when we looked at the landscape, and this, by the way, is not to take away from anything that any other Black conservative is doing, but what we realized is that there was an empty void of individuals who had the breadth and network and both the skill set to attack and go after and really move the voting needle. And so over the past few months, it has felt like decades, but over the past few months, James and I have gotten together, and he has just been an amazing leader, an amazing founder, full of wisdom. And I'm pretty knowledgeable, and James has taught me a whole breadth of history into the conservative movement. And if we can bring that wisdom and that knowledge and bring it to the masses in different forms, video, audio, bring it to both older and those younger, it can change the course of electoral politics and the course of the nation and the country.
Well, you know what? And now you guys see why Autry had to be the CEO of New Journey Pack.org. He's just an amazing guy, and Maga.black is going to be an amazing vehicle as well. And I just want to pick up on something before we get out of here that Autry said. You know, there are a lot of Black conservatives doing a lot of great work. You know, we stand on the shoulders of people like Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, Shelby Steele. I have learned so much from these people. Of course, I've learned so much from Rush. I mean, he's just, if it weren't for Rush Limbaugh, conservatism would not be the force that it is today. We all know that. But you look at guys like Walter Williams, like Thomas Sowell, Shelby Steele, and others. You look at what Star Parker's been out here doing all these years. And now we're so excited to see Candace Owens, to see so many others stepping up, younger generation than even Autry, and he's younger generation than we. This is a movement, folks. This is growing. This, if you look back and you remember what the conservative movement was like when Barry Goldwater was standing up there almost all alone, and how many years it took from the Barry Goldwater to get to Ronald Reagan's presidency, and then look at what happened after that, and look how many years it took after that before we got the House back for the first time with Newt, and with conservatives actually having set a contract to America. Now contrast that to what's going on with the Black conservative movement, and you will see a parallel. This is growing. We are going to have so many Black conservatives contributing to the Republican Party, not just Black, Hispanic. We're going to have Indian, Asian, every cross-section of America you can think of moving into the conservative camp. Why? Because people understand that America truly is the last best hope for mankind on the planet Earth. And we all have to make sure that this country thrives and continues to grow and to be that beacon of light, freedom, and liberty around the world. So I just want to say thank you again, and for all of the support. And we're just getting started, and we hope you'll be with us on this new journey that we take. Autry?
Yes, this is really important. Let me tell you why New Journey and Maga.black are so important. All the quoting, all the people we talk about, people forget that President Reagan, and by the way, if you go to our homepage, newjourneypack.org, you will see this on the page, this quote from President Reagan. He said, the Republican Party I envision is still going to be the party of Lincoln. And that means we're going to have to come to grips with what I consider to be the major failing of the Republican Party. It's failure to attract the majority of Black voters. It's time Black America and the Republican Party move toward each other and create a situation in which no Black vote can be taken for granted. I need you to understand one thing. The Democrat Party has taken every single Black vote for granted. They have delivered nothing but failing schools, destroyed communities. They look at it. Even in cases where you believe police brutality may be a major issue, it is controlled by the Democrat Party. It is time to come together and move Black Americans out of the Democrat Party and into the Republican Party, or at least get them open-minded, get us open-minded to consider those who are Republican and running for president. President Trump didn't put you in a failing school. President Trump didn't give you failing health care. President Trump did not destroy graduation rates throughout the country. President Trump hasn't bankrupted Detroit. President Trump didn't bankrupt Birmingham, didn't bankrupt Atlanta. That's what we have to come to grips. President Trump isn't beating you over the head and shoving you into a police car. It's the Democrat mayors and the Democrat city councils across this country. And I want to say this. I know I'm couching this in political terms because this is a political season, but let's be real honest. If you look at where Black people have been failing the most, it's where Democrats are. James put it well in one of our commercials. It's not the gangs that run the hood, Democrats do. Thank you for being with us. And I'm going to let James take us out with a final thought.
Okay, again, thank you all. We appreciate the support. We appreciate all of you so much. And we hope that on this new journey that we are taking, you'll be right there with us. God bless you. God bless this wonderful America.